My beloved students, today I am going to talk about the concept of reinforcement. In operant conditioning, an operant behavior is followed by a reinforcing stimulus, a rewarding stimulus, a pleasant stimulus. This reinforcing stimulus reinforces, strengthens this operant behavior. What's the result? Because of strengthening, this operant behavior will occur again in the future. An operant behavior is not involuntary but voluntary. Reinforcement is very, very important in conditioning. It plays a very important role in learning. What's meant by reinforcement? It means to strengthen, to reinforce. There are two kinds of reinforcers: positive reinforcers and negative reinforcers. A positive reinforcer is a pleasant stimulus, a desirable stimulus, whereas a negative reinforcer is a undesirable stimulus, an unpleasant stimulus. We can use these two kinds of reinforcers in reinforcement. When we use a positive reinforcer, there will be positive reinforcement. When we use a negative reinforcer, there will be negative reinforcement. In positive reinforcement, a response is followed by a desirable stimulus, a pleasant stimulus, which the learner likes. And this desirable stimulus, this pleasant stimulus, strengthens the response of the learner. For example, a child answers all the questions very well. The teacher praises him. Here, there's a stimulus. Before that, there was a response, a prior response. What's the prior response here? Answering all questions very well. This is the prior behavior. As I already said, the teacher praises him. As far as the child is concerned, praise is a reinforcing stimulus, a pleasant and desirable one. This desirable stimulus strengthens his behavior. That's answering questions very well. In negative reinforcement, we use a negative stimulus, an undesirable stimulus, an unpleasant stimulus, which the child doesn't like. He wants to avoid it. In positive reinforcement, he wants to get it. Here, he wants to avoid it because The stimulus is an aversive one. For example, a student, he doesn't want to come to college. He comes there. Why? In order to avoid the displeasure of the teacher. This displeasure is an unpleasant stimulus, an undesirable one. In order to avoid it, he comes to college. Here, some stimulus, some undesirable stimulus is removed from the environment. In positive reinforcement, we add some pleasant stimulus to the environment. They are adding something to the environment. Here, in negative reinforcement, something undesirable is removed from the environment. In negative reinforcement, the student comes to college. That response is strengthened by the removal of this unpleasant stimulus, the displeasure of the teacher. In reinforcement, a response is strengthened, reinforced. Some people think punishment is a negative reinforcement. No, never. As I already said, in reinforcement, a stimulus is strengthened, but in punishment, a stimulus is weakened. There are two kinds of punishment: positive punishment and negative punishment. In positive punishment, an undesirable stimulus is presented, applied. Through the application of an undesirable stimulus, a stimulus is weakened. For example, a child misbehaves in class. This misbehavior is not a good one. It's an undesirable response. In order to decrease it, there may be some punishment. The teacher beats him. The child doesn't like it. He wants to avoid, he doesn't like it. Beating. And what happens here? Here, this undesirable stimulus, namely beating, decreases the occurrence of that response, undesirable response. Here, misbehavior. This misbehavior is weakened by applying an undesirable stimulus. In negative reinforcement, we use not an undesirable stimulus, but a desirable stimulus, a pleasant one. For example, a child doesn't study. He is very interested in watching TV. The parent doesn't allow him to watch TV. As far as the child is concerned, watching TV is a desirable stimulus, a pleasant one. This pleasant one is removed from the environment. In positive punishment, some stimulus is added. An undesirable stimulus is added. Here, a desirable stimulus is removed. And this removal of this desirable stimulus weakens the child's response. Thus, in punishment, stimulus is weakened. In reinforcement, a stimulus is strengthened. That's the main difference between these two. Thank you.